Alright, it's engine night here. It's early. Mike got off work early because he started real early. And we're going to attempt to put the axle together. You think we're going to try and put the brakes on and everything, Mike? The rotors? Or,
well, we could definitely put the caliper or the brake caliper mounts on it and all that stuff. I don't know about the rotors because we don't want to risk dragging the rotors across the concrete when we put the axle in. So we can definitely put the spindles on, put all the brake support hardware on, things like that. But I think we'll hold off on the actual brakes and the bearings and things like that until we get it on the truck.
Okay.
Because it kind of be hard to manage sliding under the truck like that.
Okay. Yeah, Mike's just cleaning off some of the paint. Somebody painted this. All right. Keep going, buddy.
Righty.
Mike's got everything cleaned up here.
Yeah, you know what? One more thing I want to do is I'm going to take the paint off of the this surface here where the shims.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where the shims and the bearings sit, because.
Right. It's only going to gum shit up.
Yeah, it is.
Gum
really.
stuff up. It's only going to gum stuff up, Mike.
You know, and it might just the thickness of that paint might, give you a false indication of your clearances.
Yeah.
You know. So we'll take that off. We took all the paint off of the axle surfaces. And then we'll be ready to, we already reamed the Kingpins to the new bushings, so we'll be ready to assemble. It's kind of a fiddly process to assemble it, but it should go easy.
Let me find a piece of sandpaper, rough paper.
Alright.
Mike's got it all assembled here. He's got the bearing on the bottom, and he says it took 2 shims up top.
Now, if we can slide it through there. So getting all this lined up can be a little bit of a fiddly process. Might have to go back and forth a few times with it. We're in the new bearing.
How about a plastic hammer? Would that help any?
Yep, a nice soft hammer.
There you go.
Kind of guide it through a little bit.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Yep.
Went in like it had eyes.
Yeah, because remember, it's supposed to be a good fit. Now the problem is now getting the cutout
lined
back up with the.
Well, that's easy. We'll put a big pair of channel locks on the end.
Okay, I don't know about that. Oh, okay. So there's the cutout. So you see the notch there. So now what do? Once you get that lined up, you take your lock pin, slip that through with the taper facing the pin, and nut your lock washer. What is that? 11/16? 5/8? Forget.
11/16. You knew it was going to be the opposite.
I did. Let me see. Crank up on that. Make sure you don't get any binding. Yeah, it feels pretty good. And crank up on that.
Alright, Mike's got it all greased up now.
Yeah,
it's snug, right? Snug, but
oh yeah.
But you put a steering wheel on that, you'll never see that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's
what you want.
Exactly how it should be.
Yep.
So. Just give it a.
What kind of grease is that? Cat?
This is Caterpillar brand grease for generator end bearings. One of the most neglected of all bearings.
Well, now it's Ford axle grease.
Yeah, we're gonna put some of this in there. I think that little grease gun, that little flea market grease gun had some dubious grease in it, so we'll get some.
Square it out.
Get some fresh grease in there. You see as we pump it through.
Yeah.
It's coming out there. That's good. The lower one is the one. Well, actually, both of them are really important, but the lower one especially because that's got your thrust bearing. So you really gotta. Every year you gotta go down there and grease this stuff, depending on how much you drive. But really important to keep these lubricated. So that's good. That's good and snug. No slop. Just like it should be.
All right. Let's see what do you got on there, Mike? What's on there?
Well, the drag link bar is here. This is original, and then this is the retrofit kit for the disc brake caliper. So it's, you know, they gave you new hardware, spacers, and things like that. It actually bolted on perfectly. There's no interference with anything. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and put the disc on, the new wheel, the new bearings, and see how that looks. And we'll just sit the caliper on there, make sure we don't have any clearance issues, and then we'll take the caliper off and we'll put that on when it's on the truck. But
Okay, that's
yeah,
cool.
that's looking pretty good.
Alright, good work, buddy. Alright, I've been packing grease barren here, and I haven't been able to do any video here. But Mike seems to have gotten this whole drum on, rotor.
Yeah, the rotor's on. Rotor installed, sealed, new grease seal in the back. So
Yeah, he's ready to pop the cap on.
yeah, we're gonna pop the cap on here and pretty much be done with this side. Well, we're gonna test fit the caliper as well, and just verify that that's gonna go on without any issue before we go on to the next one. Yeah. Uh-oh. Don't want to do that.
Got it.
Once they go on crooked, sometimes you gotta pop them back off. Let me get a screwdriver here. You don't want to kink it. So we
Gotta try it again.
yeah.
Alright. No worries.
Difficult when they're brand new.
Alright, I think we pretty much got one side on, huh, Mike?
We do. We got the caliper on. We figured out we had to do a little bit of modification of the caliper.
That's right. We had to, for them guys that do this, there's a little bump in here that has to get ground off.
And the instructions actually specify that
Yeah, if you read the instructions, they do tell you that.
on certain calipers you get, you have to grind down a little, you have to relieve the casting a little bit to clear the bracket. So
And
that's fine.
also they give you a different, was that inner race?
Oh, well,
outer
actually,
race.
right. The outer race on the outer wheel bearing is different. It appears the same, it looks the same, but it is a different part number. And they specifically say in the instructions, make sure you replace it. So we did that.
Wow.
I don't know if we mentioned that the first time around, but we did. So that right, this is the race.
That comes with it. It comes with it. This is actually a Chevy front end.
Right. So
I think Impala setup. Well, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be tough to remember when we got to replace a bearing or something.
well, at least I mean we'll go by the part number. You know, you're just gonna before you just start ordering parts. Luckily, this is an LM 1910, 11910. So, and I think the what do they give you versus an LM 12710. So there's a difference. You know, they say don't use the one that comes in it. So
Okay.
we didn't.
All right. I don't think we'll be able to do both sides because Mike, you got to get up real early, don't you?
Yeah. Well, we got a good progress done here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we know the other side's going to be easier.
Yeah, we did. We learned a couple things here. You know, initially I didn't realize that this is actually the front of the axle. I thought the shock's mounted in the rear. So you know, we put the spindle on and we were starting to build the rest of it, and then I realized, oh no.
Yeah.
You know, but the spindles don't mind. It's all the accessories.
Yeah. A little growing pains, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's just going to make the other side that much easier. But at least we got a lot of progress. So we'll just put this on the ground and we'll wait till next week.
Yep.
All right. I think that's enough for this one, right, buddy?
That's right.
All right. See you guys later. All right. It's actually been about 2 weeks now since me and Mike put this one side, this caliper and rotor and stuff on, and since the video was a little short, he mentioned you know, that he had to put new races in and stuff like that, and had to grind this to put that in. So since we got a little time left on this video, I figure plus it'll help when Mike comes, this will be all set. I'll take the race. Here's the race that goes in there, and here's the original race. And if you look at them, you know, you look at them from back here, you know, they almost look identical. The outside diameter is the same because they go in the same hole. But if you look at the wall on this one, it's just so very slightly thicker than on this one. But here are the instructions, and this is what we got here. Right? It's a 1964 pickup truck with drum brakes. And what goes on there is a 79 to a 93 rotor, which is this. And then the caliper is a 71 to an 87. You get closer up here. 71 to an 87, half a ton GM truck. And that'll go on the 64 Ford spindle. But actually says here 71 to 87 GM. But then down here you look at the part numbers in the caliper, and it's a 71 to a 76 Impala. So good luck to the guy that gets his truck after me and has no idea when his front end falls off what parts he's going to need. So alright, let me show you. Here's the rotor, and thanks to shipping it's already opened here, so I can show you what we're going to do. You can see the race goes in here. What we're going to have to do is we'll turn this upside down and tap that out with a rod or something, or a punch, and then we'll tap the new one in. Alright, let me flip that over and take the plastic off. Alright, I got the rotor and I put it up on a couple blocks of wood there, so there's a little room for the race to fall out. Here are the bearings. I greased them up already. That would have been interesting, you know, if somebody had never seen how to grease a bearing. You know, there is a technique in just slopping it on. I should have filmed that, but I couldn't. You know, the camera was down and I was full of grease. So, alright, here's what we're going to do. Alright, I had the light on. Alright, you can see the race in there. It's down. This is the back. And we're just going to take a punch. We're going to hit it with a hammer, and that should pop out. So let me throw these on a tripod, and that should come out pretty easy. Alright, I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but I just got a regular punch here and a hammer, and try and keep my hands out of the way. I can't see it, but it feels like it's moving. Alright, I don't know if you've seen that, but let me get this out of the way. It fell out. Alright, that's the one that's got to go out. Now put this one in and get rid of all my blocks of wood here. Let me get all the stuff out of the way and set yours up, and we'll bring you back to put it in. Alright. Yeah, some people put these in dry, some people put them in with a little oil. I'm gonna put a little oil on it because it looks like whoever put the last ones in, probably at the factory, there was some oil on it. Here it is here. So they're tight enough that they ain't gonna spin. Alright, let me put a little oil on all this stuff in here. Alright, yeah, we're all lubed up there. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to set it in here and then try and get it square with the magic hammer. I'm not hitting anything hard enough to hurt anything. Okay. See, now that's actually in there and it's ready to start. Now I'm going to take this socket here. It's 1.25 inches, and just going to try and tap it in evenly. I don't know if you can tell, but it is going. I say tapping it evenly, it's easier said than done. Looks like we're almost there. I don't know what it sounds like, but I'm not really hitting it that hard. Alright, let's see how it looks. This rotor's pretty heavy. Okay. I'll bring you guys over here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right where it's got to be. Alright, that's one less thing Mike has to do when he gets here. Now, let me go get the rotor. Or the caliper, I should say. This is the rotor. Let me get the caliper and I'll show you what's got to get ground off of that. Alright, even the box on the caliper says impowered air. What was it? Sorry about that. Oh look, camera's freaking out. Come on a little slower, Road King. There we go. Yeah, what does that say? 71 or 76 Impala? Alright, let me back his back down. We'll take it out and I'll show you what we gotta do. I'm gonna turn the lens to me, okay? There we go. Get the box out of the way. Alright. Let's see, can I find it here? Huh. Oh yeah, okay. Alright. This lump right here. Get my little marker here. This lump right here, they tell you to cut down completely. But on the other one, you know, I only cut it like from here out. You know, because the bolt was in the way. And that seemed to be good. That seemed to be plenty, so that's what we're going to do this time. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys over to the vise. Alright, you guys can see right here. The last one I just ground down with this, I think it's like 40 grit or something like that. I ground it down, and it took a little bit, but it worked. I think this time what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take the diamond wheel here, the Lennox. These are pretty good. And there shouldn't be that much dust now. Before it created a lot of dust because this is cast iron. So put your hearing protection on. Let me put my hearing protection on. And your eye protection. And let's see how it works. I'll try and stay out of your way. It's going to be tough, but let's see what we can do. Alright, it's not doing too good, so I don't know if my it actually does. Looks like my diamond blade is wore out. They do wear out. The sides are still good though. Let me put a regular cutting blade on there. Alright, take two. I don't know how good this one is, but let's try it. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, yeah, it's much better than grinding. Now, gotta try and be careful here. Okay. Yeah, I could always touch it up with a grinder later. So I got nothing to rest my arm on. That's why it keeps jamming up, because I can't keep it straight. had any further to go, I'd cut that off and get it out of the way, but I'm almost there. Almost there. Go. Yeah, that was much better than grinding. I don't even have to touch that up. Maybe I will just a little bit. We'll clean up just a little bit. Alright, let's say that's good. I'll hit this with a file. I was going to hit it with a grinder, but I think I'll just hit that with a file. Alright. Like I said, I just put this in here because the video seemed a little short, so this little bit of work that I did is less that we have to do when Mike gets here. So, what do you say? Enough of this? Alright, see you in the next one.